Overpowered villains. They are some of our favorites within the countless stories in the fictional omniverse. We tend to fall in love with many of them for nothing else than their sheer unfathomable power and domination over the respective verses. They are usually the top dogs, the alpha males, the unbeatable antagonist that the hero usually needs the help of the plot to defeat. They are, on many occasions, the beings responsible for the events unfolding on the said story. They are the master orchestrators who have the vision and the power to reach for their goals. There are lots and lots of overpowered villains in anime, but when it comes to fitting the description of a cold, calculating, unstoppable machine, there aren't many that fit this description, as well as people like Sasuke Eisen, Madara Uchiha, Ryumen Sukuna, and Lucius Socrates. These four are at the top of the game when it comes to power, manipulation, and freaking hands. And if you don't believe me, or you've been living under a rock and don't know who these guys are, allow me to introduce them. But first, a little warning, because they will be anime and manga spoilers for the Naruto, Bleach, Black Clover, and Jujutsu Kaisen series. Our first candidate for badass and overpowered villain is a guy who has been making a lot of noise lately in his series, and that is Ryumen Sukuna. Sukuna is what is known as the King of Curses, the top dog of the Jujutsu world in the past and in competition for the #1 place in current times. He is evil incarnate, a powerful immortal being of pure badassery, who sees even the strongest sorcerers as mere flies on his way to total subjugation of the world. Sukuna is simply built different. From the first time we saw him, it was clear this man was a fucking menace, not to be trifled with. A true monster who even in probably his weakest state was ragdolling and demolishing special great curses, toying with secondary cast members, and later, after acquiring more of his fingers, and switching, spoiler, bodies. Yes, this menace managed to switch bodies, taking over Fushigoro's body and showcasing his true mastery of Jujutsu by taming all of Fushigoro's shadows. This man, Sukuna, went on to one-shot a top-tier sorcerer who was able to go toe-to-toe with none other than Yuta or Kotsu, the same man Gojo said was going to surpass him. Nah man, Sukuna is a beast, a literal threat-level gangsta. Now, Sukuna might be the top dog in his verse, but when it comes to Black Clover, there hasn't been anyone who has influenced the verse and whoop Asta's ass quite like Lucius Socrates, the mastermind behind the devil attacks and the manipulation of all four kingdoms. Lucius, aka Julius's evil other self, the Lord of Time, and the man who nearly broke Asta by using Sister Lily. Yes, you heard that right. He used Sister Lily to fight Asta. That is just disrespectful. Like, bruh, you gotta be some evil shit to use Sister Lily against Asta. And well, he is. And now, he is like every other villain in Black Clover, slapping and no-defing the captains and everybody else who's not Asta. Waiting, planning and manipulating for that second round he wants with our man Asta, who we know has been training for this. Lucius is such a menace that not only did he fool the entire Clover Kingdom, he has also fooled and destroyed the King of Hell, Lucifero. Like, enough said, bro. This man is the man at the moment. And I say at the moment because Black Clover tends to have that fairy tale effect on villains. But nevertheless, Lucius Socrates is a true overpowered badass. Next on the list is the man who Lucius Socrates copied. The greatest mastermind in all of anime. The man who, while everyone played checkers, was too busy beating himself in a 4D chess match, where he manipulated every single event and detail that has occurred in the entirety of Bleach. Yeah, that's right, I'm talking about Eisen, the GOAT Sasuke. The man who with a single finger stopped the protagonist's background song. The man who fooled all the Soul Society and demolished adversary after adversary with impeccable prep time and unstoppable power. So much power, in fact, that not even Ichigo, acquiring a new transcendent form, who some scalers have at the level of the Soul King, not even with that was he able to defeat this monster of a menace. Like, Eisen is so crazy OP that while sitting down, tied up with his Ryatsu shield, he was still able to affect the mind and perception of someone like Yuwak, a man who deserves his own OP and badass video later on the line. But enough of sidetracking. Hell, Eisen was so OP that Kisuke Urahara needed the power of plot manipulation, literally plot, to manage to seal him off, and even this only worked because the guy had a sort of a Thanos complex where he wanted to be defeated, so the whole Yoku allows such a thing to pass. Yeah, Eisen is really him, the Himati of Bleach. Speaking of him, I cannot go without talking about one of my favorite OP and badass animes of all time. Because very few times we get to see a villain pop off and show us true badassery in one of the single greatest me versus all of you moments in history of anime. That's right, I'm talking about the GOAT, the godfather of the Uchiha, Madara Uchiha. This menace, this him, was responsible for manipulation of most of the plot and wars in all of Naruto history, battling the god of Shinobi for days and outliving most of his adversaries only to come back from death and start the third great ninja war. Madara is him! And if you don't believe me, allow me to show you what true badassery looks like.
Do not misunderstand it. This is not power of your creation!
Whoa, this is way out of our league.
Is this the power of a god?
It's still far too early to consider giving up. Never quit without even trying. Always do something.
A shinobi that can fly? Or is that really the little fence-sitter brat from the hidden stone?
Earth-style, super light and boulder jutsu.
But now, just what are you going to do about the second one, Onoki?
This man went head to head with an army, easily manhandling them, later humiliating them and their strongest leaders like if they were literal children. Like, none of you can lie. The moment that man dropped 2 meteors, I knew he was the menace. But, when he brought out the full perfect Susanoo? Nah, he is him, brothers and sisters. He is him. And like every him in history, his chattiness and pure brutality was only able to be stopped by the plot itself. Because this man could not be stopped by nothing the Shinobi Alliance had. Not even Sasuke and Naruto getting some new alien god empowered forms from the literal god of chakra were unable to stop Madara's himness. It took Kishimoto not knowing what the hell to do and creating a scapegoat in Kaguya to stop this menace. So yeah, I believe I brought enough evidence as to why these 4 individuals deserve nothing but your respect. These 4 gangsters are some of the most overpowered and badass villains in all of anime, as well as being some of my all-time favorites. Well, I really hope all of you enjoyed this video, so please like and subscribe if you want others like it. And don't forget to leave a comment down below Tell me what you thought about it. Did I leave anything? Is there anyone you'll like me to talk about? Post it down below and see you all later on the next video on the Fictional Matrix.